Welcome to Puckett Fieldhouse on the campus of Central Methodist University. This is Charlie Brown along with David Fox bring you basketball action tonight as the Falcons of Friends University from Kansas in town to take on the CMU men's Eagles basketball team in the first ball game of the season for both of them. I'm adjusting things going on. David, you hear me all right?
Charlie, I hear you great. It's great to be with you tonight.
Well, thank you.
With the weather change, I think, just talking to Coach Jeff Sherman, talking about 75 today and maybe 40s on Saturday. It's basketball season, my friend.
Yeah, well, it's going to be football season on Saturday, so. We're going to have the national anthem. We're going to have a prayer and the national anthem, and then we'll get you the starting lineup, so we'll be ready to go from Puckett Fieldhouse. So Gary Linhart, PA announcer, reading the Heart of America stuff, and then he's going to do the prayer, and we'll have the national anthem, and then we'll be ready for the introduction of the starting players.
Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant all athletes, coaches, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes and ask that you protect them from injury and harm. Help us to honor all you do on and off the court and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
So Matt Sherman, in his second year at Central Methodist, has an advantage. Last year, he did not have a lot of returning players. This year, he's got 4, 5, 6 returning players that contributed a lot last year, and we'll get to those players in just a second. For Friends University, we'll get you their starting lineup. A 6'4" sophomore from Wichita, Keon Hutton, number 3. Number 4, Drew Patterson, a 6'2" junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Drew Patterson. A 6'5" guard, junior from Kansas City, Missouri, K.J. Spiller. A 6'7" senior forward out of Abilene, Kansas, number 12, Tim Barbieri. And a 6'7" junior forward out of Topeka, Kansas, number 13, C.J. Powell. Head coach is Phil McClintock. Friends were 5-22 on the year last year, and now your Central Methodist Eagles getting ready to be introduced. Lights go out. Their starting lineup goes like this. A 6'3" junior guard out of Jersey City, New Jersey, 0 Isaiah Williams. Leading scorer returning from last year's team, as 5'11" junior guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 3, Everett Stubblefield. A 6'5" junior guard, and it's been corrected on the sheet for those back home. He's not from Belleville, Illinois. He is from Fairview Heights, Illinois. Isaiah May, number 11, graduate student in his 5th year. A 6'8" senior forward from London, England, number 12. Peter Toure, and a 6'3" junior guard out of Campbellsville, Kentucky, number 13, Trayvon Smith. There are your starting lineups.
In his second year leading the Eagles, head coach Matt Sherman. He's assisted by Forrest Hitz, Brian Adams, and Lucas Yarish.
Charlie, you talk about a lot of returning players for Matt Sherman and the Central Methodist Eagles, and it really starts with their point guard, Everett Stubblefield, all-conference player a year ago, and certainly Coach Sherman's talked about his leadership, and, man, what a luxury to have your floor general, your quarterback, your point guard, kind of leading the show as we kick off.
15.8 was his average last year in his first year at the Eagles, and he was an all-conference selection, and he was who Coach Sherman chose to come on with him for media day. So we're just about set to go. It'll be Peter Toure to jump. Against Tim Barbieri. And the Eagles have a Barbieri as well, Christian Barbieri. And Isaiah May has the tip, and we're ready to go. Stubblefield with the basketball. Man defense by the Falcons. Toure. Williams. Stubblefield. Trayvon Smith down the lane. Got a whistle blow.
Yep.
Well, we got 21 seconds to play in before the first whistle blew, so we're off to a decent start.
And good patience by the Eagles to start this basketball game, Charlie. Got pretty good ball movement, getting it side to side.
Foul goes
Got
on
some good
Keon
cutting.
Hutton. They go back and forth. Toure. Stubblefield from the corner. 3. Lights it up. Hits it. Eagles on top 3-0. Telling David before the game, I went and watched the Eagles scrimmage at State Fair Community College on Friday. Got to see some of these guys play. So get a little idea about who they are and what they're doing. We'll tell you that the numbers on Friends uniforms are not easy to see.
It's kind of an anthracite with a dark red, Charlie. I agree. It is tough.
Yeah, there's not much white for a background. There's a 3 on the way as a shot clock ran out. No good. Stubblefield with a rebound, takes it down the lane, off the glass, rolls it in. 5 points for him.
Starts to exactly the way you want him to start. Leading scorer from a year ago, Charlie, and comes out guns a-blazing.
Yep, we're good. Don't worry, David. I've been called a lot worse than that, so don't worry. Did a game with a guy who called me George the whole game. Jumper up and good for Friends. Gets them on the board with their first points of the season. That was Drew Patterson with the basket. Toure trying to post up inside. Toure, a transfer from the University of West Alabama. And there's a foul inside, and it's Trayvon Smith.
Nice drive that time by Smith. The Eagles are, Charlie, getting downhill, attacking the basket early in this basketball game with success. Got a good crowd. Good students still filing in. Kind of the start of homecoming weekend here at Central Methodist, isn't it, Charlie?
It is. It is all day Friday, all Friday evening, and then all day Saturday and part of Sunday. Weather here is not supposed to be very conducive, but that won't stop a lot of activities from going on. Smith hits the first free throw. Christian Williams checks in, a 6'3" sophomore guard out of Wichita, Kansas. Smith makes both free throws, the southpaw. 7-2 in favor of the Eagles. Kick the ball out. 3 on the way. Misses it, but it's rebounded underneath. That's by Williams. Kicks it out for another 3, and that one's good.
How many times, Charlie, you do a lot of basketball games, do you see an offensive rebound lead to a 3?
Yep, because it immediately gets kicked back out because everybody's underneath the basket, and that was made by Steele Chapman out of Wichita. Isaiah Williams with his first basket as an Eagle, and there's a foul on Isaiah May. one of the returning players. Out of the three on the floor right now, Isaiah May and Everett Stubblefield are returners. Also, Marcus Anthony that we'll see in a bit, Trent Lyles, and Charlie Bronikowski.
Earlier in this game, Charlie, both these teams, Coach Sherman really likes to get up and down the floor and certainly has the perimeter play conducive to that style. But we're seeing Friends do the same earlier in this game here.
Coach Sherman emphasized to me about the fact that he wanted to get more length. He wanted longer players on the floor because he got hampered last year when Big Tom Sewulu went down. He did not have a big to replace him and had to make do with, what sounds like big players at 6'5", 6'6", but in today's game, that's not a big player anymore.
Right.
That's a guard. Smith, left hand, southpaw, off the glass, no good. Kicked out on the run. This is Christian Williams. 3 on the other side, banks off the glass, no good. Trayvon Smith with the rebound.
Tough
Trayvon
shot.
Smith with the basket.
Little yo-yo, little step back off crossover.
Transfer from Middle Tennessee State.
Good-looking stroke.
13-7. Williams. Inside it goes. Trying to back in. Jumper over the top and good. That's number 12, Tim Barbieri. Coach Sherman's got some interesting players on his team that we'll talk about as they come in the ball game. He's got a young man from Belarus. For those of you that follow Eagles basketball, know that there was a late female player here last year from Belarus who was an All-American, who Coach Sherman posted on Facebook, played 60 basketball games at home in her 2.5 years at Central. Won 60 basketball games at home at Central. Never walked off the court here in Fayette as a loser.
Isn't that something?
That's guarding the home court pretty well. 3 goes up, no good. Charlie Bronikowski in the game. Can't get the rebound. Ball out. Hooked. No foul call. Tipped around. Smith comes out with a rebound. He's going to push. Look. Stubblefield. Going to take it to the hoop. Puts it up and in. Everett Stubblefield. 7 in the game for him.
Again, a lot of success driving to the basket. The Eagles are so far in this basketball game. And tell you what, Friends is shooting the ball pretty well from the perimeter and doing a nice job early in this game on the offensive glass.
Colin Macklin with the basketball. Kicks it around. Smith with the steal. Pulls up, 3, comes up short. Friends looks to run now. And there's a little push off, but they're going to get Stubblefield with a blocking foul. Fans don't like that very much as there was an elbow in the back. A little shove. They're going to talk about it too, officials.
It's not going to change anything, unfortunately, but just the fact that, we're talking about the heart of America and the number of teams in the conference and talking to Coach Matt Sherman. He only has 4 preseason or non-conference games this year.
Yeah, they have 22.
It's just amazing.
Regular season Hart games.
And that's consistent with every Hart team. And these guys have been going head-to-head for several weeks. I'm talking about the Eagles now, and I know you said you saw them against State Fair last weekend, but just to be able to play against somebody else with a different colored jersey on that means something. And
somebody that you don't know their tendencies.
Exactly. And Matt's gotten to his bench early, and that's what you do early in the season. Look at your lineups and your matchups, and he's doing just that so far in this game.
Nice job by Isaiah Williams to bother the shot inside. And that's Williams with the ball. Smith, Stubblefield, May, Bronikowski with a pick. You've now got all 5 players on the floor. I have to name them all in this sequence. Bronikowski turns and goes. Charlie Bronikowski's going to have a pretty good year this year. He's back in his normal position. Last year he had to play inside against bigs all the time. Whenever any of the bigs got in foul trouble, and now he's able to go out and play a power forward or small forward and shoot the ball because he is a pretty good 3-point shooter. Colin Macklin with the ball. Down the lane, off the glass, no good. Smith with the rebound. 17-9. 14:07 to go here in the first half. Isaiah Williams down the lane. Here's the whistle. Throws it up in hopes of getting 2 free throws.
And he will just get that, 2 free throws. And again, Central doing a good job with the dribble penetration on the offensive end.
All right, David, here into the ball game for the Eagles is number 4, Trey Senegal.
Okay.
I will tell you that in the scrimmage on Friday, he came in the ball game as a substitute and drained 5 straight threes.
Wow. Great action that time by the Eagles on a little baseline cut. Got a timeout.
And a timeout
Friends
call.
University, excellent
So we'll continue
action.
on with that. He made 5 threes, played to the crowd very nicely. Finally missed one, and they got their little bit of revenge on him. But, again, he made 5 threes in succession in about a 5-minute period off the bench.
Isn't that something? Wow.
And he is a junior out of Houston, Texas, by way of Marshalltown Community College.
Okay. He'll fit right in with this style, I guarantee you.
He
We've
will.
seen some good three-point shooting so far in this basketball game, and as you mentioned, he just now checked into the game, so looking forward to watching him as part of this team.
Coach Sherman last year had about a 7 or 8-man rotation unless he got into a lot of trouble and had to press. He's got 10 or 11 players or 12 players that are going to be able to come in and contribute off the bench.
And that's what makes these games so critical, Charlie. You're talking about 22 conference games, really in just over 2 weeks. Not that these games don't matter, but, man, those conference games are significant. And it's going to take a little longer than probably normal to find that 8-10-man rotation. And
yeah, the women have it really bad. Their first conference game is on the road against last year's national champion, Clark.
Wow.
So a conference game against the national champion.
Yeah, I know Mike Davis well enough to know he'll have him ready. And he's got a new group of kids, I think.
He does. He's got 1 starter back, and that's it.
That's okay.
Yeah, he just reload. It'll
so
take
much
a while.
Of Mike, so much of Mike is his style and the way he plays. And I
travel
guarantee
call.
Mike Davis and the way he recruits and those type of kids understand that this is the way we're going to play. And
you played
they
with
buy
Mike,
in.
correct?
So I did, absolutely. Great player.
I was talking to a former Central player of a little later era than that, and I said, with Mike, you got to play defense. And he goes, Mike Davis teaches defense?
we played great defense back in the day. We just fumbled everything to Dan Whithelm. It was really kind of easy.
There's Isaiah Williams to the basket. He's got 5 in the game now.
Again, Charlie, Central doing a great job getting to the basket. They've had a couple 3-point shots that have gone down, but are really.
In good hands inside, knocks that away.
And again, another bucket.
Stubblefield, 9 in the game for him now.
When you can shoot layups, that shooting percentage should be pretty high, Charlie.
Yeah, they tend to go up pretty well,
so,
doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Looking Isaiah May last year averaged 7.6. Here's a 3, too long. Stubblefield with a rebound. That was Emerald Ahayahu. May in the corner. Stubblefield at the top. Senegal. Bronikowski. Williams. May in the corner. Takes the baseline to the hoop. Comes up short. Gets his own rebound. Misses. Bronikowski on the rebound. Foul underneath.
Don't know Friends coach very well, but I'm going to guess he's talking to one of his assistants right now. They may want to consider playing some zone, Charlie Brown.
They may very well want to do that. They do have some bigs. They've got a 6'8".
Yeah, I'm just looking the ways.
A couple of 6'7s.
Yep, is doing a tremendous job attacking the basket and have done since the very beginning of the game.
And that was a little bit of a late whistle because it's Isaiah May at the free throw line shooting the free throws, and it was Charlie Bronikowski that I thought got fouled on the rebound. So.
Yes.
Isaiah May. The joke is the program last year said Isaiah May was from Belleville, Illinois, and his mother kindly straightened me out several times that he is not from Belleville. So this year they have him listed correctly as from Fairview Heights, Illinois. So
good.
No more insult about coming from Belleville. And he is a fifth-year student with a 4.0 grade point average in criminology. Criminal justice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he was worried they wouldn't let him come back. I said, listen, you got a year of eligibility left, and you're pulling everybody's grade point average up on the team. So you're fine. Marcus Anthony, number 1, into the ball game, guarding the ball right now for the Eagles.
Again, Matt Sherman's getting a good look at his depth. You talked earlier, Charlie, with as many as 12 different players that he feels confident in playing, and he's getting the opportunity to do that here in this basketball game.
Also checking into the ball game for the Eagles, number 20 is Christian Barbieri. He is a junior from Prairie State Community College by way of Milan, Italy. And there's a travel.
Yep.
So the Eagles have a Belarus player, a player from Italy, one from Haiti, and 2 from England. So it has become an international game. Spiller with the ball.
I like this. Central showing a little 2-2-1, three-quarter court pressure.
Spiller and Macklin playing catch with it. Trent Lyles into the game as well for the Eagles. He's a returning player. Saw him in high school playing 8-man football. 3 on the way and good, and that's Drew Patterson again. He's got a couple of threes in this ball game, and it's 10-point lead for the Eagles as we approach the halfway point of this first half of play. Senegal. Lyle with a nice pass. Bronikowski goes up strong, has it partially blocked. And out with it comes Colin Macklin.
Central's gotten away from friends a couple times. Looks like as we have a run out right here.
Senegal with it, going to take it to the hoop strong, lays it up and in. Foul call, basket good, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Great defensive play that time by Senegal. Reading the pass, playing the passing lanes, and a strong finish.
6'4" junior,
Yeah,
Houston, Texas.
Good-looking athlete. You talked earlier a little bit about Coach Matt Sherman and wanting to be longer as far as, his recruiting and bringing in some guys. You can really tell. I mean, these kids are really good-looking athletes, and they are long.
Senegal misses the free throw. Foul was on Macklin. That's his second. Patterson with it. Got Marcus Anthony on him, and Marcus is going to be called for a hand check. Be his first, third team foul against the Eagles. Patterson to bring it in. This is Chapman with the ball. Back to Patterson. Got Senegal on him now. Long three, no good. Barbieri for the Eagles with the rebound. He shot it pretty well in that scrimmage as well with the ball right now. Senegal to the hoop. He's reverses, puts it up right-handed. It doesn't go, comes up just short. He's out on the run looking for somebody to harass, and he's going to be called for a foul.
Yep, a little too much there. Charlie Central's done a really nice job in this first half sharing their basketball move and their spacing, and I think you talk about Matt Sherman and the type of team he has this year. Really doesn't have a true post player, a true 5. They're kind of spreading the floor a little bit more, and I think that's led to a lot of easy buckets off the penetration. And
when he gets everybody healthy, he's got he's got 3 bigs on his roster.
But really like what they're doing so far, certainly, and the spacing, and again, they're sharing the basketball. Those are really great, great traits to have.
I want to come to practice when Big Tom Sawulu is back. He's 6'8", 240.
Oh my!
Evans Apollon is 6'9", 255 freshman.
Yeah. I believe he's from Father Tolton out of Columbia.
He is out of Father Tolton.
I did not know he's injured. So is he?
He did not play in the scrimmage on.
Okay.
Yes, he did play in the scrimmage on Friday, but not a lot.
Okay, gotcha.
So really, the only big they have is Peter Touré right now, and he's at. He is a 6'8" player, but you talk about 2 bigs beating on each other. Sawulu and Apollon. It's 490-some pounds in the lane pushing against each other. But that'll also give Matt Sherman 15 fouls from the 5 spots that he can use in a game.
Hey, it's a great advantage to have. And as you know, when you get into conference play, it's such a grind. Those fouls are going to be used, I guarantee you.
Yep, it'll be keep them away from the basket. Mike Davis on the women's side has a 6'6" girl.
All right.
That was his last signee.
Okay.
So he's got a 6'6". He also has the number one steal person in NAIA basketball last year back. That's his one starter. Torrey Cook led the NAIA in steals last year. All you really need to know about Torrey Cook is she spent 3.5 years in the Marines.
It's impressive. Mike opens up next week, is that right?
He opens up next Wednesday.
Yes.
Here at home against Stevens College from Columbia. It's a doubleheader, and men play as well that night.
Nice
Euro
move.
step through by Smith. As he and Stubblefield are going at it for scoring. Smith's got 7, Stubblefield's got 9. Eagles up with their biggest lead at 14. Ray bothers that a little bit. Nice rebound put back. That's Tim Barbieri. Teray backing in, call for a travel.
Well, it's the right idea. He just maybe hopped in the as he was getting ready to make that move. But, again, like seeing it. They talk about getting it to the big. Like that ball going into the post every now and then.
Yeah.
Got to feed the big guy. Got him let it taste it. And that time, unfortunately, too many steps.
Barbieri hands it off. Teray falls down, opens up a clear shot, but a miss. Smith with the rebound down the lane, bounces, misses. Teray had it, lost it. Spiller with it. Christian Barbieri holds on to him for a foul.
I said this earlier, Central kind of gets a little bit away from them. 14, I think maybe 15 has been the largest lead so far in this half, and Friends finds a way kind of gets a stop.
For Central by way of Prairie State Community College. He averaged 10 a game for them last year.
Where's Prairie State?
I have no idea. And I'd tell you that maybe he stayed in his home state, but he's from Italy, so I don't think I don't think they have a Prairie State Community College in Milan. But I could be wrong. I don't think there's much Prairie over there. Misses both free throws. Trent Lyles, senior out of Sedalia, Missouri. He went home to play the scrimmage on Friday in front of his home folk. Senegal thinking about it because he really wants to shoot one.
Charlie, we talked about Friends maybe playing some zone, and we've seen that happen the last couple possessions. Central, great job getting it to the big, and we had a nice finish.
Teray with a rebound off of the miss. Here comes Smith on the run again. Barbieri, he's going to take it to the hoop, put it up, can't get it to go. Foul, though, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair. And, David, the other thing is when you have 8, 9, 10, 11 players that can play, you have a pretty good practice because everybody's working for time.
Oh, there's no question. No question. And again, obviously it's the first game of the year, but when you get into, with the conference starting so early, into November, December, you also have to have situation players. You talk about having 3 bigs. There may be games you're going to need those guys. There may be opponents where, it's going to be more of a guard-oriented game, and, it may change how you approach that game. And just having that many kids practicing, as you said, competing every day, that's a great situation.
Gives you a lot of combinations that you can try in a ball game to find the one that's going to work.
Absolutely.
KJ Spiller with the basket, his 3rd point of the ball game. Timeout by Central.
And you're kind of seeing that so far with 7:38 here remaining in the first half. Coach Sherman's used a lot of different combinations, and I said this earlier, that's what kind of makes only having 4 non-con games difficult because it takes a while, especially with a bunch of new kids. And, ready or not, you got to find a way to make it work.
Yeah, the women had a game canceled. They've only got 3 non-conference games to start the year before they get into conference play, and then they've got another non-com at the end of December. So
they only have 2?
They have 2 non-com. They have 3 non-coms and then their first conference game.
Man.
All on one here, and then the next 4 are on the road.
Right.
So he's got a whole bunch of new kids that are going to have to gel, and they're going to have to do it, some of it on the road.
You know what? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
I know.
Trust me, Mike knows that.
Nobody saw
excited.
35-0 coming last year, and I don't think anybody sees 35-0 coming this year.
That's okay.
But they're still picked number 1 in the Hart Conference, and they're the number 2 preseason team in America with 1 returning player.
Says something about Mr. Davis, doesn't it?
It does for a fact. Ray with the cleanup underneath. He's got 4. Stay on your feet, man. You're a big guy. And Teray comes down with a rebound. Stubblefield back in. Isaiah May back in. May with the basketball. Senegal.
Yeah, they're trying to get it down low.
Around the corner goes Smith, loses the handle on it, goes out of bounds. He's looking for a foul, doesn't get one. Emerlehu back in the ball game for Friends. 33-19, 6:35 to go here in the first half of play. Eagles very seldom play anything but man defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's looking for length. He's looking for switch-offs and not getting bad switch-offs and getting bad matchups off of that.
Right.
Off the foot, Senegal with another steal. 3-on-1.
Good pass.
Back to Senegal, lays it up and in. He's got 4.
We talked about right here, 16-point lead for Central. They've been here a couple of times. Can they open this thing up, get a couple stops?
There's a miss. Stubblefield with the rebound. Senegal, first open 3 he was going to take.
You called that.
He didn't hit it, so he's not going to hit the first 5 of this ball game like he did then.
Tough
and
shot.
That's a tough shot. Yeah, understatement.
Wow.
That was by Steele Chapman, 6'1" sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas. And a turnover. 4-on-1. Teray holds his ground, holds him off, falls down, foul called. There's going to be 4-on-1 going the other direction in just a second.
You talking about Central not getting back on defense. You mentioned a 4-on-1. Just as unfortunate for Friends not being able to convert on a 4-on-1.
Well, no pass. The guy with the ball took it to the hoop.
Yep, and great defensive play by the big.
And he's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. Or he's going to shoot 1-on-1. David does a lot of high school basketball. I do some. Missed the first free throw. Aren't they doing something new with fouls in high school this year?
No more 1-on-1. Yeah, it's
5
going to the
on the
girls'
5th foul
college.
of each quarter.
Yep.
You start shooting 2.
Yep, and then it goes back to 0 after every quarter. Yep.
Corner jumper on the way, long. Isaiah Williams with the rebound. Stubblefield comes out of it.
Good pass.
3 on the way, in and out, tipped around. Teray got a hand on it, but it comes out and knocked out of bounds.
Tell you what, Teray's been active, Charlie.
He has.
He's been a difference maker on both ends of the floor. We talked about that 4-on-1. Great job getting a hand on the shot, getting that rebound right there. Kept that loose ball alive. Unfortunately, Eagles couldn't corral it, but again, really like the active big fella.
He's learned a little bit since Friday's scrimmage because he picked up about 3 fouls in about 35 seconds of that scrimmage being on the floor. Stubblefield with the miss. Wants to run, gonna run, lays it up with his offhand, doesn't get it to go, gets it back after the miss by Teray, and a foul will be called, and Everett Stubblefield go to the free throw line.
Nice job by Stubblefield, and again, there's our guy Teray on the offensive glass, keeping it alive.
6'8", 220-pound senior out of London, England. When Big Tom comes back, Big Tom is a 6'8", 240-pound junior out of London, England.
I'm guessing the connection
of Big
Tom probably helped with Teray.
Probably so. I know.
Great to see.
I imagine that Big Tom's mom is watching this at 3 o'clock in the morning in jolly old England. She texts me, she sends me messages from time to time that she's tuning in and what time it is that she's watching from. Central's going to come out and going to trap a little bit, but they fall out of it as Friends pulls the ball back out a little bit. Inside, they want to test Teray, and he's been up to the task so far of getting a hand up and altering shots. Stubblefield, Williams, Smith, May.
Stepped on the line. Yep.
Stepped on the out-of-bounds line. That's kind of a problem when the players get bigger and bigger. The spacing becomes a little harder on the same size court as what they've always played on.
Got to know where you are. Yeah.
Macklin with the ball, looks for a pick. This is Darren McDaniel, gives the ball up. Stolen away by Isaiah Williams. Oh, and losing the dribble, losing the handle on it.
Those are early season things that drive a coach crazy. It's 2 turnovers. Previously stepped out of bounds. That time just
and Coach Sherman's going to bring him
it.
over to the bench and have a little chit-chat with him about being a little more careful.
And again, that's the luxury with what Coach Sherman has. He's not going to lose much when he makes that substitution. Thinking about it, and brings in
a returning player, Trent Lyles.
Absolutely, a senior, a veteran.
Trent Lyles might have been as good a high school athlete for his size as anybody I ever saw. We did an 8-man football game where he scored a touchdown just about every way conceivable that you can score a touchdown.
Wow. He's been a factor for this team.
He has. He's a steadying influence. He doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't take wild shots. He's looking to dish, and he can jump out of the gym. Isaiah May misses a 3. Lyles gets the rebound. Looks, steps through, underhand scoop, no good. Foul will be called underneath. Marcus Anthony, who was in the game earlier, is from Helias High School. Saw him a lot in high school. So did you. You saw more of him than I did.
Absolutely.
I remember in high school, he got to the basket anytime he wanted to go to the basket.
Yep. That's true. Great athlete. It looks like Central's played 10 players, Coach Sherman, so far in this first half with 2:41 remaining.
Yeah, those 2 or 3 over on the bench right now are wondering what else they got to do to get in. They keep moving closer to Coach Sherman and not further away.
I don't know about that. I think these coaches from Central had a pretty good game plan. You can tell as far as their rotations and looking at different combos. And really like this. We're seeing a little 2-2-1 again. Saw it a little earlier. Just kind of give it a different look. His personnel a little bit, find out, how this may be effective, whether tonight or down the road, and really like it.
They're going to switch off, and that's where the length comes in. Can you switch off and get a big on a guard and be able to guard the guard, and can get a guard on a big guy? Can he handle him?
Yep.
Teray comes up short, doesn't hit anything. Shot clock violation. That's the second one.
Charlie, that was a great defensive possession by all 5 of these Eagles. You're talking about the switching they've done, switched a couple of times. Friends even got a mismatch, which I think you mentioned is something they wanted, and still Central, fantastic defensive possession.
Yeah, the Eagles did that. The Eagles last year, second half of the season, got it figured out.
Yeah.
They went on an 8-game winning streak near the end of the year.
Right.
And helped their stock a lot. They won 9 of the last 12 games altogether. After struggling for a while, they found the right combination. It just took a while. There's Teray with another travel as he's trying to spin and getting his feet caught up with the other players.
Hey, teammates are giving it to him down there, letting him kind of operate a little bit. It's early in the year, but he's got potential. No question about that. You got to
find out what people can do and what they can't do, and they got to find out what they can do and what they can't do.
Yeah.
He's got to find out he's good 3 feet or 4 feet, 5 feet from the basket, and that's where he needs to stay. Patterson with a couple of threes, guarded closely now. Everywhere he goes. Step through. Patterson with an open three. He's already hit 2. He's hit 3. He's got 10 in the game. Stubblefield's got 10. The only scorers in double figures so far. Eagles up 14 with 1:20 to go. Williams. Lyles. Kicks it out. Isaiah May from the corner. No good, but there's Teray underneath. Strong to the basket. Puts it back up and in.
That's just tough stuff right there by the big fella.
He's got 6 in the ball game. Good first game for him. Under a minute to go. Patterson. Teray comes off on him. Spiller with a 3. Hits it. I think Coach Sherman would be okay with that. Your big switches off and their big hits a 3. May thought about it. Stubblefield won't think about it. He'll just pull the trigger if he gets a chance. Now he's got a big on him. He's going to take him to the hoop. Kick it out. Isaiah May from the corner drains a 3.
Everett Stubblefield with the penetration and the beautiful dish that time. May caught it in rhythm. Good execution.
So we're down to 15 seconds. Shot clock is off. 43-27. Chapman running the show. Bench counting it down for him. There's Patterson. Open look at another 3. That one doesn't go. May with a rebound and wings it down the floor and draws nothing. And that's how the first half will end. 43-27 is the halftime score. Both sides going to empty out. We'll stay here. It's one of the things about it at Central. We like to stay and talk. We don't show a lot of advertisements. And for those of you wondering why David keeps calling me Kevin, that's his normal play-by-play guy.
My
and
apologies.
well, no, that's all right. You just keep wanting me to get better and get like Kevin does and do a better job and not do so badly.
No. I think I'm showing my age, to be honest with you.
Well, that's already happened. I don't know if you've seen President Drake lately.
Absolutely, yeah. Big
Big
weekend.
He has
Yes.
dropped some weight.
Yes, looks great. Big weekend, I think. Got some really, talking to Jeff Sherman a little earlier tomorrow night, I think, an event honoring him and just a tremendous.
Yeah, this is his 10th season here. This is his 10th anniversary.
Things he's done to this campus and this institution are just absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. We're going to have the dance team come out. Envy dance team. So we'll let you watch that. And they are award-winning as well. So that's the Envy dance team. Things are going on at Central. The women's soccer team is number 4 in the nation this year, and they're on a 61-game home turf winning streak.
Just amazing. Charlie, I came coming up tonight, and I saw the lights on at the baseball stadium, so I don't know if they're getting working out or doing something, but that beautiful complex, softball, baseball, just another one of the amazing things that's happened here at Central Methodist University.
Got the new Science Center across the street from us here.
Right.
The Thogmorton Science Center, named after Jim Thogmorton, a longtime dean of students here at Central.
Dean T.
Dean T. So we've got all kinds of things going on. There'll be an announcement in the next couple of days about the newest members of the Hairston Athletic Hall of Fame that'll be going in. They will have a brunch on January the 27th to induct those fellows, whoever they are, and ladies, into the Hall of Fame. And then they will be introduced at halftime of one of the basketball games after that afternoon.
Fantastic.
And you could get a scoop right now. You could get him to say who they are right now, because Jeff Sherman is up here with us right now.
Coach Sherman's joining us up here, and he's just looking at how many three-point field goal attempts he's gotten in this game.
He's looking for a Sherman name on it somewhere, his or his son.
Jeff, you're up here. We're talking about Mike Davis a little bit playing, and I had lunch with Coach Ash and Danny Whithelm a couple of weeks ago, and every time we do, we reminisce. And Jeff has joined us a couple times as well. But Jeff Sherman was one of the best offensive players I've ever seen, and unfortunately had a knee injury that kind of halted his career. But you talking about an offensive dynamite player. Jeff would pull up from half court with confidence, Charlie. And we wouldn't say anything because
everybody believed it was going in. But
so, congratulations. Good start. So, we got it.
We played a lot of softball together, Jeff and I.
There you go.
He was remarkably fast.
That's true, too. He's, I'm seriously, and his dad may be listening back in Colorado, and I know we mention it all the time. Just an unbelievable athlete, threw the shot, may have won a state championship, was a sprinter.
Wait, Jeff threw the shot or his dad did?
No, Jeff was a shot putter, so no, we're good.
So did he throw the shot and then run and catch it, or what exactly?
Probably could have.
Because I thought at one point in time he owned the Colorado record for like the 100-yard dash or something from high school.
That could very well be true, but you're talking about this place, Central Methodist, and Charlie, you went here, and it's been a long time. Met my wife here, Jana. Dan Whithelm, Jeff Sherman, and I were roommates, and still very close today. And just the relationships, aside from the fact that the education aspect and all of those things is significant, but see Mark Dempsey, who was part of our team back in the day, who's here today and tonight, and it's just what a special place, and it's an honor for me to be up here with you.
I'm just glad to be back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For those of you that don't know, if you're listening, a regular listener, and you're wondering who I am, I tried to do the games last year, but I had a little problem health-wise that pretty much got me out of it from almost a year ago. It's 3 weeks. It'll be a year.
Wow.
So.
Wow. My friend, you are looking great. I know you are doing a little bit more to take care of yourself, you and your wife. And,
I did, and I will warn you if you're listening, and if you are this person, you don't like exercise, you eat what you want to, that is me, and you better change before you get to where I got to, and you have to have open heart surgery. So now I eat better, lay off the sodium, stay off the sweets, no processed food, and walk a half an hour minimum every day.
Well, good for you.
Well, it's
we're glad you're back.
It's what I have to do.
Yeah.
To stay active. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting on a couch until that time comes, and I don't want that.
Yep.
So, glad to be back. Hopefully here for the whole year. Got it all on my schedule to be here for each and every ball game. And like I said earlier, next Wednesday night, we've got a doubleheader from Central, but not all against the same team. The ladies will open up at 5:30 against Stevens College from Illinois, and then the men play the University of, I'm going to look it up because I don't always get all of the different parts of that, Health, Science, and Pharmacy.
Okay. Yeah.
Used to be the University of Pharmacy University in St. Louis. Now it's Health, Sciences, and Pharmacy.
And William Woods here at home, and then finish out their preseason non-con schedule on the 10th of November with Columbia College, which would be a great contest. And I mentioned William Woods, had a chance to visit with somebody that watched them in a scrimmage. You mentioned going to State Fair, watching Central scrimmage a couple weeks ago. And so
David's going to go over some stats while I talk to the Fayette legend that is Mark Harbison.
That's good. Very good. So, yeah, Charlie, thank you. And just kind of looking at the stats, in the first half, Friends University played 11 kids. Their leading scorer is Drew Patterson. He has 10 points. K.J. Spiller with 6. Tim Barbereri with 4, Steele Chapman with 5, and rounding out the scoring is Colin Macklin with 2. They shot 23% from the 2-point line, 30% from the three-point line, and were 3 for 4 from the free throw line, shooting 75%. For Central Methodist, leading the way with 10 points is Everett Stubblefield, Isaiah May with 8, Isaiah Williams with 5, Peter Teray with 6, Trayvon Smith with 7, Trey Senegal with 4, Christian Barbereri with 1, and Charlie Branikowski with 2. If you look at the overall stats for the Eagles, 2-point field goal percentage in the first half, the Eagles were 16 for 33, shooting 48%. 3-point line, 4 for 10, 40%. One thing Coach Sherman's probably talking about in the locker room, if you look at the stats, Central with a 16-point lead, they were 7 for 12 from the free throw line, shooting 58%. So, again, 43-27 is the halftime score. Leading score for Friends is Drew Patterson. Leading score for Central Methodist is Everett Stubblefield.
So a good first half for the Eagles, as I was talking to Mark Harbison. And I think is that? Nope, that's Tim. I was wondering if Coach Davis made it in. I know that he's busy. He's got a brand new house that he just moved into. He's
sitting over there in the corner.
Yeah, I figured he was here somewhere.
Mike's here. So,
was here watching. He's got a brand new house just outside the city limits. By outside, I mean a rock throw from New Franklin.
So one thing I look at these stats too, Charlie, I might mention while we have a little bit of time, as we both kind of thought, and certainly talking to Coach Sherman, Friends as well. Friends has played 11 kids and in the first half, Central 10, and really some significant minutes. When you kind of look at the distribution of minutes, 5 guys played over 12 minutes. You've got a couple of guys that have played 9, almost 8, 6, 5, 3. As we talked early in the season, looking at combinations, you mentioned, I think it's a great point, what you can do, what you can't do with the lights on, some of the new kids. I just think overall in this first half, it's been a really good experience and opportunity for Coach Sherman and his staff to kind of get a good evaluation of his team.
Looking to see if I can figure out field goal percentage, 48.5.
Yep.
That'll win you some ball games.
Absolutely. Well, look where they're getting them, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody, Charlie, there is no mid-range game anymore. You know, you kind of go back to our era, pull-up jump shot from 15.
Yep.
I don't say that in any of my broadcasts. I don't know about you.
Very seldom.
It's either getting to the rim, getting downhill, or shooting a 3. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it certainly doesn't happen. So when you look at that 48% from the 2-point line, that tells you right now that they are doing exactly what I think Coach Matt Sherman wants, and that's getting to the basket. And on the flip side, they've missed some of those shots, but again, what Turry's done on the glass, and I'm kind of looking right now, how many rebounds does he have? He has, I thought he's done a pretty good job.
He's got 7 total.
7 rebounds, of which 4 are offensive. Second possession, second offensive opportunity. So you kind of look at this first half. We knew Everett Stubblefield was going to be who he is. He's proven, no question. I think he's done just that. But I tell you what, Peter Teray has really impressed me in this first half.
Yeah, he's played very well. In answer to your question, I don't see very many 15-footers in high school. Basically, the only time I see a 15-footer is when the guy that scores a lot loses his dribble and decides to shoot it from wherever he's at. And if it's 15 feet, it's 15 feet. If
or a free throw.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much the same thing.
Exactly.
So a good start for the Eagles. Got off to a good start. Got out to a nice early lead. Have expanded it up to 18 here at halftime. They did beat Friends at Friends last year. It scored 107 points in the game. Don't think they're going to get to 107 tonight, but I don't think that's the goal.
Knowing Jeff Sherman, who was up here, so nice to see him come up and say hi and visit with us. That's the first thing he said. We need to score. We need to score more.
Yeah, he would say that since he's got a banner hanging over there about leading the nation. One of his teams leading the nation in scoring one year when they were doing the Loyola Marymount offense.
Well, you talk about all the Shermans. Matt was a fantastic shooter. I'm telling you, Jeff was Jeff was phenomenal. Just unfortunate injury back in the day, and he was, man, he could stroke, man. He had a great stroke. Matt Sherman was one of the purest shooters I've ever seen. And, of course, as you mentioned with the banners over there, there are a lot of them that have been in this field house that have shot the ball extremely well over the years.
Yeah. You can't go wrong. You would not have been wrong in the last 41 years if you had said Coach Sherman is the coach of the Eagles, because that would cover Jeff's 39 years of being here and Matt's second year here. So
isn't that something? What a legacy.
Jeff now the athletic director,
yep,
in charge of the programs. And like I said, women's soccer, number 4 team in the nation. Women's basketball, preseason Hart pick for winning the championship, over a team in the Hart that won the national tournament last year. If Central's women had won their semifinal game, it would have been an all-Hart championship final.
That's something.
And
wow.
I don't know how that would have turned out, but I will tell you they beat Clark 3 times last year.
But that's not baseball successful. You mentioned soccer, both men and women, and
softball success, wrestling,
absolutely, and then
volleyball.
You said you had a great interview with head track coach, who I've had the pleasure of meeting a time or two. Cross country, just all the way around, I had so much success.
I drubbed for him. He does not have a home cross country course, so I mentioned it on the air to give him a call if you'd like to donate some money and build a cross-country course for him to have a home meet, because he goes on the road for every single cross-country meet.
Well, I got a recommendation. You remember if you played basketball at Central Methodist, and those guys that happen to be listening today, and I know Matt Sherman has kept this tradition going, the run to D.C. Rogers. I don't know how long a cross-country course is, but it sure felt like a cross-country meet back in the day before basketball practice
I walked
started.
around in here for a while to get my exercise a while ago, and my wife wanted to know if it was giving me horrible flashbacks about having to run in this place.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't include the steps in my workout tonight, so it wasn't too bad. But there's 42 steps coming up. We ran them often enough we knew how to count the 42.
Man.
You did every one coming up the steps, and you could take every other one going down. But you really wanted to go slow down because there was another set to go up. You had 2 sets to go up, 2 sets to come down. We used to practice baseball in here all the time. So
great memories, Charlie Brown. Great memories.
Yep, the older I get, the better I was. Friends with the basketball.
So what can Friends do to get back in this basketball game? First of all, defensively is the key. You're talking about how well Central's done getting to the basket. They got to prevent that. And then, again, nice move right there, a little isolation to start the second half.
They've been done that very well, and Patterson shot threes very well. If they go to a 2-man game, take it inside, kick it back out when you have to, that might not be too bad.
Yeah.
Look for the switch off that you want. There's a foul that's going to be called inside.
Yep. I mean, the way Central can shoot the ball from the 3 when you come close out, you got to really make a decision. Do I kind of get out there and contest a little bit? If you do, am I too close? Central has multiple kids that can get by you with a dribble. If I back off, are they going to hit the 3?
Yeah, being able to get to the basket is a big deal because it opens everything else up for you.
Absolutely.
If you got somebody that can penetrate, now you got a 2-on-1 going the other direction, going that way, kick it to a shooter, and everybody thinks they're a shooter, and they're all lining up on the 3-point line looking for your kick out.
But you need to add to that, the Central team in the first half has shared the ball, Charlie. Their spacing's been very good. Early in the season, I've been very impressed overall with their offensive efficiency, and spacing's been good. You know, the ball's not sitting with one player. They're moving it. And, again, I think, looking what Coach Sherman has, he's got multiple players with good size that can attack the basket.
Foul on Everett Stubblefield, his second. This is Steele Chapman at the free throw line. 6 points in the game for him. And it looks like Friends has made the decision they want to go inside.
Yep.
And they're doing it with people other than who's Touré is guarding.
Yeah. Nobody in foul trouble, either team. Here's a little change. The full court pressures led to a turnover.
Patterson with the steal. Takes a harder shot than needed, but makes it anyway. And now can't get trapped, can't get caught in the air throwing it, but gets it to Stubblefield ahead. Touré loses the handle. Patterson with nice hustle comes back and steals The pass underneath, 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Ends up on the floor. We'll see what the call is. Yeah, he's pointing at it like it was a timeout. He's not laying on the out-of-bounds line, so it is a timeout.
30-second timeout. Good effort that time. Friends here the second half comes out with a little intensity. Hard pressure full court against these Eagles, and good timeout.
So it'll be good to see how the Eagles respond
Absolutely.
to some pressure. You got a press breaker. You got a way to get the ball up the court, and then when you do get it up the court, can you do something when you're 3-on-2 or 2-on-1?
I mean, this is all just part of, I think, the great thing about playing preseason games. It gives you a different look. Because you know very well, in a couple of weeks, it's a different ball game. And
absolutely. I think the Eagles were picked 5th in the Hart Conference, which is
fantastic.
A step up from where they were last year. So they're getting a little love from the conference folks. Enjoyed the media day for both Coach Sherman and for Coach Davis. Coach Davis is he's a natural. He's just easy behind the microphone to talk to. Patterson misses.
That's a big miss right there. That cut it to 10.
Trayvon Smith with the ball after he got the rebound. Stubblefield. Smith. Or Williams, rather. May touched it. All 5 players have touched it this time down the floor. Step back 3. Lefty no good. Bounces around. And out with the ball is Friends. I'm going to push it. Teray's got a guard. That's not a good setup. He's got Keon Hutton. Now he switched back off. Not looking, and a player blows right past the defense. Teray had his head turned and didn't see to help out. And the lead's down to 10.
This game has changed, Charlie Brown.
It
Starts
has.
Second half, 3 minutes in.
It's just role reversal. First half, Eagles got the ball to the basket on a regular basis and scored. So far here in the second half, the Falcons have gotten the ball to the basket and scored. Stubblefield with a 3, and now it starts to look like the Eagles are pulling up and playing for threes. Isaiah Williams with the basket off of the rebound. He's got 7. Back to 12.
This end of the floor is where Coach Sherman wants to get busy, guarantee you. Because good defense will lead to good offense and transition, which we saw some in the first half. That's probably a good no call.
Yeah. Good that it wasn't called a flop.
Nope.
Basket made. Chapman with another basket. He's got 13 now in the ball game. Stubblefield goes to the hoop, fouled on the play. Friends players, a couple of them have 2 fouls, but nobody in serious foul trouble. That's only the second team foul of the second half. Stubblefield at the line.
One stat at halftime that was a little bit alarming for these Eagles was shooting 58% from the free throw line. They were 7 for 12.
That's just giving away points.
Yep. Well, again, the style they're playing, getting to the basket, getting downhill, correct? Charlie, you're going to get fouled.
Yeah,
So
you're going to get free throws.
You have to capitalize, absolutely.
The team last year, the Eagles, as a team, shot 74% from the free throw line last year. That included a couple players who didn't shoot well at all. Stubblefield after the steal, down the lane, right-hand scoop, good.
That's when they're at their best, right there.
Yep, you got to have stops to be able to do that.
Yep.
Spiller, Patterson, top of the key, straightaway look, rims out no good. Trayvon Smith with the rebound. Isaiah May looks inside and it goes inside. Spin, turn, lays it up, no good. Tries to get it back, tie up, and that'll be Central ball on alternating possession.
You know, everything about that was really good except the finish, and Charlie, that's okay.
Yep, it's early in the season, and he's got to get used to it.
Hey, he wants the ball. His teammates are getting the ball. Obviously, we can tell just in the short time we've watched him play, he knows what to do when he gets the ball.
Yep.
And he's got to finish. But
one of these times, he's just going to have to turn and go and not turn and then pivot back. Everybody's going to wait for that.
He's going to be a factor when it's all said and done. If he can stay healthy, and, of course, with the other two bigs coming along. Been very impressed with his performance tonight.
Because Apollon is a project because he's only played basketball for 2 years in high school.
And he's a freshman. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. But he's got that.
Now, he does come from a place that turns out big boys.
He does, and he's got that one thing all coaches like, and that's size.
You can't coach that, can't teach that, can you?
No.
He's going to turn baseline. Going to be called for a travel as he bumped and moved his pivot foot. So, it's about the third time he's done it, but he's got to learn the ball game. I don't think he played a lot of minutes last year at West Alabama.
Well, I just know this. He's not afraid. A lot of times you'll make a mistake and he'll kick it back out. He won't play. Next play, what have you. He's done that. And right there on the defensive end,
where he's supposed to be.
What's been most impressive, absolutely.
Ball stripped from Stubblefield, and it's 3-on-2 coming the other direction. Luckily, Macklin loses the handle on it, and the player steps out of bounds, steps on the end line. 15:28 to go. Good fast-paced game.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of whistles.
Well officiated, absolutely.
The scrimmage that we were at, that I went to on Friday when they scrimmaged State Fair, the men's game had 3 officials, regular officials. And they thought they were getting paid by the whistle.
Nice move.
Teray with a nice spin reverse lay. There was no continuity to the game whatsoever.
Sort of saying it was ugly.
They didn't keep track of fouls. Some of Central's players would have fouled out early. There's a shot contested by Teray.
Good hustle. Yep.
And they're going to push now, with it being 3-on-3, and Stubblefield goes right to the hoop, around the defender, and lays it up. Comes up limping a little bit after bumping into the side, the end mats down there. He'll come out. Going to be replaced by Charlie Bronikowski's coming in. Trent Lyles is going to replace Stubblefield. He's limping on his left leg.
Watch that closely.
Yeah, he'll go back. He's going right back to the trainer's table and going to get worked on.
Trey with 6 solid minutes to start the second half. Man, if you can get that every now and then, that big fella, it's a huge plus.
McDaniel with the ball. Spiller swings it around. Pull-up jumper from the baseline, good. Colin Macklin, he's got 4 in the ball game. Lead to 15, was down to 10 a couple of minutes ago. Trayvon Smith was wanting to pull the trigger.
Tough shot.
Isaiah Williams pulls it. It's a 2-point basket, foot on the line.
Nice ball screen by
He's
Charlie
got
Bronikowski.
9.
Yeah.
Trayvon Smith's got 9. Isaiah May's got 8. Stubblefield's got double digits. Runner crawls in. Spiller with his 8th point. Smith with a pick from Bronikowski, loses the handle on the ball. Spiller gets it. Smith takes it back away from him, comes the other direction. It's 4-on-2. Williams with a 3. Foul called. Patterson, that'll be his 3rd foul, I think, if that is Patterson. It is, and we'll see what the number is that goes up on the scoreboard. But Isaiah Williams is going to go to the free throw line and shoot 3.
It's another transition opportunity. We've seen a lot of those by this Eagles basketball team. We talked early in the broadcast. Coach Matt Sherman loves to play with pace. Early on so far in this basketball game, he's got some tools and some kids on this team that can play
Williams from Jersey by way of Iowa Lakes Community College.
Okay.
Where he averaged 13 a game last year for them. Senegal back into the ball game. So Senegal and Williams, the only 2 players on the floor that were not on the Eagles last year. Mays, Bronikowski, and Lyle all were players here last year. Leads up to 18 with 13:23 to go. And for those of you from Friends who are watching, don't be too upset that we can't get the names because some of the numbers are just really hard to read. That was Macklin with the miss. His number being 11 is a little easier. Lyles turns it over. This is Steve Stako handing the ball off to Macklin. Lyles on him. Merlahu. Patterson hit 3 threes, looking for another one. Step back, didn't take it. Macklin with 3 on the shot clock. Corner, shot block.
Good G.
Another
Great D.
shot clock violation. Charlie Bronikowski deflected the shot and a shot clock violation.
Got to be happy with that. We had a couple possessions in the first half when that shot clock got down to 2 or 3. I think we actually had a shot clock violation forced by the Eagles in the first half. The second one of the game. Those are great stats. Shot clock violations. Great defense.
It's 30 seconds of good defense. And a foul on Isaiah May inside for a moving screen. See Coach Davis sitting over there. My wife picked up his tell when he's unhappy. He stomps his foot. A timeout comes, and there's a lot of yelling going on. Because I'll say something, I'll be watching it at home last year, and she'll say, what's going on? And I'll say, the Eagles are behind 6-0. Has Davis stomped his foot yet? Has he called his timeout? Has he yelled at him yet?
She's got him down to a T.
She does have him to a T. Foul goes on Bronikowski, his first. Inside it goes. Nice spin move by Christian Williams. His first points of the ball game. Williams for the Eagles. May. Senegal. He's got a bigger one on him now, so he's going to look to go.
Mouse in the house.
Too hard, and an offensive foul called on Trey Senegal.
But you were right. Ball screen by Charlie Bronikowski created a mismatch, no doubt, and a bigger kid guarding Senegal. Good job by Friends on the rotation. Great position for the offensive foul.
Well, a good sign. Everett Stubblefield ran over and picked up the towel and threw it to the officials so they could clean up the moisture on the floor. Still got a little limp, but back on the bench. So almost a week off to heal up before the next ball game for the Eagles. Underneath the basket, tipped around. Defense, that was May. Bronikowski comes down with a steal. There's Senegal with a 3, and he hits it.
There he is.
He knew it. He posed. He doesn't get back in time, and Coach Davis or Coach Sherman will have a word with him about that.
You know you got a good shooter when the entire bench stands on the release.
Yeah, and everybody starts pointing 3.
Like you said, they've seen that before.
Lyles with the travel as he got his feet tangled up. Keon Hutton back into the ball game for the Falcons. 11:08 to go. Moving right along, 7 o'clock start, 8:10 now. And that's the player who just came into the ball game, Hutton, missing the easy shot inside, the short shot, not necessarily easy. Isaiah May with the rebound. Senegal from almost the same spot he just shot from, and he's looking to do that again. He's calling from the ball from the other side of the floor. Miss, quick run out. Williams bothers, and it's tipped up and in. I don't know who'll get credit for it, but I think the person who basically tipped that was Trey Senegal. Because they're trying to decide over on the scorers table who to give that to.
Good pass.
There's a nice pass to to Isaiah May. He's fouled on the way up. They end up giving that basket to Emerlahu.
You know, Friends has given Central, I think, Coach Sherman, you got to be pleased. They've seen man, they've seen zone, they've seen some full court pressure. A lot of stuff to look at on the film.
Yeah.
To learn from, get
And
better.
The
And
full court pressure bothered them early, and
it
they've
did.
got it figured out now
Yep.
where to have people. Marcus Anthony back in. Charlie Bronikowski out. Bronikowski from nearby Boonville, Missouri. I see Joe and Elaine Green. Elaine works here. Joe played basketball here. Joe's son is here as well as a sophomore.
Charlie played for a former member of my staff at Jefferson City High School, Mark Anderson. Great coach.
Anthony not giving any ground. 3 on the way, in and out. Senegal with the rebound. Marcus Anthony with the basketball. New number for him this year. I believe he was 0 2 years ago, and then last year he was 12. Now he's 1. Isaiah May with a straight up 3 won't go. But nicely saved by Lyles. Gets it to May underneath. He goes up, powers the ball in, and he's fouled.
Credit Trey Lyles for that, Charlie. What good effort to recover that ball going out of bounds. And May, he got up too. I tell you what, he went up and got that. Strong
You just
finish.
got to see the replay of how that worked out, but a nice, strong finish. Again, Isaiah May, a fifth-year student, a graduate student here. I think he switched his major to some sort of a sports communications or something.
Okay.
He was a criminal justice major. And like I say, a 4.0 grade point average. So that helps your stats.
No doubt.
It would have to be a 6-point scale for me to have gotten a 4.0. And I laugh. My daughter went to University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg, where we live now. And she graduated with a 3.92 grade point average. And I tell her we're exactly the same. You got 2 B's, I got 2 B's. You got all A's, I got all C's.
Oh, my.
And she says, you didn't try, did you? I said, not always. Some of those things were hard. You know it's bad, David, when you're the head of the department you have a major in tells you that you might want to switch your major. That was partway through my freshman first semester. Mr. Brown, you might want to consider changing your major.
Oh,
he said, I don't think you have any idea how economics works. And I said, never had it before, and no, I don't have any idea how this works.
You know, I had Coach Ash for stats. Did you have Coach Ash for stats, statistics?
I did not,
And
no.
I tell you what, great teacher. But, man, he didn't give anybody any breaks either. Oh, holy cow.
I had my baseball coach was Steve Phipps, and I had him for tennis and racquetball. And to get an A in racquetball, you had to score a point against him. And anytime you got an advantage, he just hit you with the ball and said, reserve, replay.
Oh, man.
Missed there by May. Can't complete the traditional three-point play. Right past Senegal, top of the free throw line. Kick it back out. Ball fake into the corner. Eagles. Trayvon Smith thinks it went off the Friends player. The Friends player says it didn't, so the officials agree that it's still Friend basketball right in front of their bench. 9:23, so we're halfway through the second half. Do you think men's basketball will eventually go to 4 quarters like everything else has
That's
gone
a great
to 4
question.
quarters?
You know, I don't know. You know, I'll tell you something. Doing high school broadcasting, and it's certainly not going to happen this year. But I do think the shot clock will come to the high school ranks in the next couple of years. It's a trend nationally. You know, the state association is looking at it very closely, and I just think it's just one of those changes. And there are a lot of people opposed to it, but just as many probably in favor of it. But, you know, that's your question. I just don't know.
The days of playing keep away without a shot clock for an inferior team to try and hang on, they're gone.
Well, there are still people, and, you know, the other thing, too, when you talk about high schools and smaller schools and, you know, 1,000 or whatever schools in across the state of Missouri that would be affected by this, there's a cost, and then there's, you got to know what you're doing if you're running the shot clock as far as like changing it. If it's out of bounds, it goes back to 20, so you have to have some knowledge. And but at the same time, back when we were in school, there wasn't a three-point line. In 1986, the three-point line was introduced and adopted, and we all made adjustments to that. And I think it'll be the same with the shot clock if and when that happens.
Lyles with a three. Doesn't take many. Misses. Senegal rebound, put up and in. Well, here's my question for you as a player. Would you have rather played quarters, or did you like the 20-minute half that if you were on a run, you kept playing?
Yeah, I did like halves, to be honest with you, because of what you just said. There's flow. And it was more intense, Charlie. It was more competitive. And from an endurance standpoint, we didn't have TV timeouts. We didn't have media timeouts. I can't remember, how many timeouts Coach Ash had per game, but you talk about relying on depth and relying on conditioning and all of those things. And
well, was the conference still playing Friday night, Saturday afternoon doubleheaders in your day?
I can't remember what I had for lunch today, brother.
Well, I remember a lot of times that the men would play Friday night, get done at 9:30 or so, and they're playing 2 o'clock the next afternoon against somebody else.
Yeah, I don't remember that as much as I remember the old green bus we used to drive in, and the old bus drivers, and driving in vans, and the coaches having to drive. And I'm not going to mention names, but some of us wouldn't sleep on the van because we wanted to make sure we had one eye open for the driver, if you know what I mean.
I do for a fact. We tell stories. I was talking to a friend of mine, Steve Klein, who was an All-American shortstop here and played minor league baseball for the Reds and Mariners. He reminds me that we had to bring baseballs back.
Yeah.
We had to provide a dozen baseballs so we could take batting practice. We didn't have baseballs.
Yeah.
We didn't have scholarships.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my stories that I told him that he did not realize was that Kevin Cantwell was a basketball player here, and he was on a baseball scholarship. And Doug Freevert was a pitcher on the baseball team, and he was on a basketball scholarship. One lived on campus and the other lived off campus, and they didn't have scholarships in their sports for where they lived, so they swapped. So Kevin Cantwell at 6'7" was a pitcher.
Yep.
And Doug Freevert at 245 pounds, all of his legs, was a pitcher.
You mentioned Kevin.
Was a basketball.
Kevin Cantwell, man, what a great man. And hopefully I'll be back Sunday. He is going to be honored as a distinguished alumni Sunday here at homecoming weekend. And Kevin was a phenomenal player. Actually coached basketball my freshman year. He was an assistant for Coach Ash. And very successful and just a great man.
He and Dennis Hagedorn were best of friends, roommates, lived together.
Yep.
And were quite a tandem at 6'6", 6'7" inside in those days.
And just was very fortunate. I started my teaching career down in Versailles, and I was Dennis's assistant coach my first year and out of college. And we had a little traveling team with Dennis and Kevin and some other folks, and we continued to play throughout, the area, a couple of years. And that's when I got to realize I wasn't in school when they were in school, but just how talented they were.
Christian Barbieri with the basket. Might be his first 2 points as an Eagle, as we digress and reminisce a little bit.
Yep,
but that's what we do when we have players, when we have somebody come in. Otherwise, you just got to listen to me ramble on and on and on for the whole time. So, and my stories are pretty much ancient history.
When you talk about history, history is important. I tell you what, that's one of the things that I think sometimes people take for granted. And all these people you've mentioned, we've talked about, have had an impact on where this place is today. And,
well, you mentioned Danny Whithelm earlier.
Absolutely. Yep.
The all-time leading scorer at Central Methodist.
Yep. No question. Who's going to be joining?
He's going to be in for a game,
Yes. Senegal.
I wonder if Trey means he's the third in his family, or he's just a three-point shooter that took the name Trey. I'll ask Coach Sherman that. He's probably got a nickname. That's one thing about Coach Davis. He's got nicknames for all of the girls on the team. And he tells me what they are, so I can just call them by their nickname instead of having to go through the whole thing with all of them. But, the women's program, they have one starter back. They have 2 starters that were sophomores last year because of COVID. They got 3 years to play in. They both graduated in 3 years, and now they're graduate students at Georgia Southwestern playing basketball at Division I.
Wow.
And they were the number 1 and number 2 vote getters in Player of the Year in the Heart. And if one vote had gone the other way, if one voter had switched his vote, the other one who came in second would have won Heart of the Year, Player of the Year.
Unreal. Wow.
Trent Lyles just keeps fighting and fighting and fighting, and they're going to call a foul in the backcourt.
He needs some teammates to come and kind of help him out.
Yeah, they're looking to get open though, David.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
So he's going to go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. Looking for his first point of the season, first point tonight. A couple of subs going to come in. Yeah, no, they're not, as he already had the ball. Now he's going to get it back. They're not going to let him in. They are going to let him in. Isaiah Williams and Isaiah Miles. Senegal checks out, as does Barbieri. Lyle. First free throw good. They want to throw it in and go, but he's got another one coming.
Trey knocks this free throw down. Charlie, it's the 80th point. Question is, are the Eagles going to get to 100? You got 5:28.
They're pretty patient. They only shot 10 threes the first half, and I say only because there have been times in the past that they shot 10 threes in the first 6 minutes of the first half. Teray distracts, deflects the ball away.
Good D. Oh,
Lyles takes it, and they're going to call a foul on Teray maybe before Lyles stole the ball.
It definitely was not on Trey Lyles. I think you're right. That was a great play by Trey.
Tim Barbieri to the free throw line. Abilene, Kansas. Senior forward. First one comes up short. Lyles with a rebound. Barbieri averaged 11.4 for the Falcons last year. Smith to the basket, blocking foul. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Bumped off his defender out beyond the three-point line and then challenged the basket. Got to the hoop. Gets the foul. That'll go on Steele Chapman.
You know, probably a smart move by Coach Matt Sherman, Everett Stubblefield. About the, 15-minute mark here in the second half.
Yeah, early on.
With a little bit of an ankle injury.
But you'll notice he's worked his way to the end of the bench. He's sitting right next to the assistant coaches.
Probably smart.
Yeah, every time somebody comes into the
lead,
game, he moves down. It's like musical chairs. He's got the one right next to the coaching staff right now.
I'm guessing they're going to kind of call his night over and get him healed up for their next game.
And the high school outfit that I work for, PrepCast, also has a college division called CollegeCast, and they call the home ball games for the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy.
Oh wow!
So they know the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, our PrepCast brand doing high school sports. We're at about 125,000 views for the year so far with football and softball and whatnot. We did 375 last year, so.
Well, congratulations. That's fantastic. And,
I got nothing to do with that.
Well, and just you being here, and certainly I follow you, it's just so fortunate for folks like, that can't attend or can't be here to stay connected and obviously follow their team, the Eagles, or whatever high school, what have you, and it's just a great service that you guys provide.
We do have high schools that don't like us. They don't. It's too much trouble to set a table up for us to broadcast from.
Of course.
And you know that from doing it on the radio side.
100%. Yep.
You get stuck in the end of the court somewhere off to the side where you don't have any good, decent vantage point, and they think you ought to be happy with that. But
Yep.
Christian Williams going to check back in. And we've got a timeout with 4:56 to go. 20-point lead for the Eagles. They won by 20-plus at Friends last year. But all things considered, they brought us up third quarter stats, I believe. Yep, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got 8 players in double-digit minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's been spread around pretty good.
Well, you look at
Stubblefield
yeah.
got 20 minutes, which is just
Sure.
a little bit over one half before he went out.
Yeah. And you look at the point distribution as well. 3 at this point in time. Now, this is not accurate. Charlie, we got this about probably, 6 minutes ago clockwise. But the Eagles have 3 players in double figures, 1 with 9, 1 with 8, and 1 with 7. So you're talking about the distribution of minutes. Coach Sherman's going to be really pleased with the distribution of points as well. When you're getting points like that from a lot of people, a lot of different people, that's just it makes you that much more difficult to defend and predict, and you that much better of a team.
Looking at the scoreboard right now, you got Isaiah Williams with 12.
Yep.
You got Isaiah Mays with 12. And you've got Trayvon Smith with 10. So you got 3 players in the game right now in double figures for the Eagles.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, it was Jonathan Brown here scoring 25 points a ball game, and the next score was down around 8 or 9 points a ball game.
Right.
You're so much better as a team when you have multiple options to go to score. Break the press, get an advantage. Smith spins. I think when he took the Euro hop there and didn't shoot it, the next move was going to cost him, and he gets called for a travel.
Well, also like Charlie, piggybacking off of what you just said, Central has only shot 15 threes for the game. As you mentioned, there were years or times when they would have had 6 or 7 threes in the first 5 minutes of the game. And so you talk about that point distribution, and a lot of those points are coming at the rim, at the basket, and that really puts pressure on the defense.
It does, because I will guarantee you that I can go back and find a game from last year, turn it on, and say the 6 for 18 at halftime from the three-point line.
Right.
That has been a tendency from time to time. Teray battling inside, can't get it to go after the miss by Smith. There have been times where the Eagles have settled for threes. Isaiah May with the air ball. Crowd gets into it a little bit. Nice turnout here for the opener.
Absolutely. A lot of student section.
On a Thursday night. Let's see what they get here
full.
next Wednesday night when they have a doubleheader with the women and the men. Trayvon Smith with a 3, won't go. Again, battling for it inside was Toure, but he can't get it. Somebody wants a goaltending call, but I'm going to guarantee you that Trayvon Smith did not get above the rim to block that shot.
I've talked about Peter Toure, certainly in the first half and at halftime, but Charlie, he's got a motor. You're talking about was involved on that rebound, didn't get it, but, he is a hard-working young man. A lot of energy, love his efforts. And
remind me a little bit of a player that was here 2-3 years ago, Fody Camardi.
Yeah, exactly.
6'6", not terribly gifted as a shooter, but worked really hard on the glass, getting to the ball and getting shots.
Absolutely.
Kamara was, and then he was here last year as an assistant coach. But I will tell you, when Tom Shawulu comes back, he's one of my favorite players because at 6'8", 240, he's diving on the floor for a loose ball. And I'm thinking, I see that. If I'm your teammate, I better be diving for the ball. And if I'm the opposition, I'm not diving for the ball if that's what I'm going to run into on the floor. Wiles gets it across half court. 3:20 to go. 16-point advantage. Dangerous pass, but Smith corrals it. Mays with it. Gets a pick from Toure, and Toure will be called for an offensive foul for sticking his leg out. And that's his 4th personal foul. So Charlie Bronikowski is going to come back in since neither of the other 2 bigs right now are available.
3:10 remaining in this basketball game, and that may be the last we see Peter in this outing, and what a fine outing it was.
Good start to his Central career. Mays cuts off, gets a steal. Switched, cut the dribbler off, got the ball. Lyles. Bronikowski top of the screen looking for picks and whatnot. He's also looking to roll off of that and shoot a 3. Going to come pick. May. And a foul on the, or timeout called or a foul? We'll soon see.
It's got to be a foul. Yeah, I don't.
And it was a foul on Charlie
Yes.
Bronikowski, another one of the illegal screens.
Huh.
So next Wednesday, 5:30 game. Lady Eagles will start their season off against Stevens College. Men will play their 2nd game of the season against the University of Health, Science, and Pharmacy out of St. Louis.
Stevens College with the new coach. I believe it's Andre Bell.
Bell, I believe, is correct.
Yep. I think he's done a great job recruiting, and not to say anything in a negative way about Stevens, and in the past they've, don't know how real competitive from a record standpoint, but I think they had a really good year last year, and I think he's got it going over there a little bit.
I
Great to see.
looked at their webpage today, and they're showing a couple of their new players on their webpage. And one of them was the top defensive player in the conference that she came out of.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's going to be pretty interesting with the top defensive player in the nation on the Central side. And I will tell you, David, that young lady, Tori Cook, scares my wife. When she gets a little unhappy with the way things are going, she gets pretty intense. She dislocated her shoulder last year. They put a brace on it, and she came back in.
Wow.
They popped her shoulder back in, and she came back in.
It's that military background,
Yeah.
toughness.
That's the Marine
Gotta
thing.
love it. Oh, it's staying with Central, so I guess the foul was on Friends, Charlie.
Well,
We
that's
thought it
all
was
right.
maybe
It was
on Charlie, but Bronikowski.
I don't know.
but,
I think it was a timeout called because of the shot clock,
Okay, you may be right.
and they said 32 is who called the timeout.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
because the foul up on the scoreboard is still Peter Touré's 4th foul, so they didn't update anything.
Right.
Trayvon Smith picks a pocket. Let's see if he's going to do a flush. Trayvon
of the
Smith with
season.
a 2-hander. And then he picks up a foul. And he wants to argue about it, but, it is what it is. His first foul. And early on, he had played 18 minutes when we got the last stat sheet, so he's played over half of the ball game, and that was his first foul. Easton Ruffin into the ball game, 5'7" guard, junior out of Wichita. Made the first, made the second. He's on the board in the book. Trent Lyles, May and Lyles. Williams in the middle at half court. Gets it right there. Looks. Earlier might have shot that, but now not going to do that with 1:55 left in the game.
Listen to Coach Sherman. Wants to get organized. Chance
Run the
to
clock
run some
some.
stuff. Run the clock. Also, run some stuff.
Now he gets his 3 from the corner.
Foul. Yep.
Gets a foul call. Second time he's drawn a foul on a 3. That's going to go on Emaralahu. He's got 12 in the ball game. 3 12s up on the scoreboard right now, and I know that Stubblefield had double figures as well. First free throw, no good. David, I look forward to having you and Danny back for another ball game.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well.
Danny's got to watch it. He's too tall. He'll hit his head up here if he's not careful.
Oh, he's great.
From
Charlie,
the Whithelm
I kid
family
you.
that sent, 4 players here?
Yeah. Well, let's see, Danny. Dwayne was first. Danny. Daryl played here. And Doug. Yeah.
And Donna.
She played on the girls' team, didn't she?
She
Yeah,
did.
that's right. So 5.
5.
Yeah. That's correct.
And all I know about Brunswick, Missouri is what I learned from Terry Reichert at one point in time. It's the pecan capital of the world.
Yep.
Trayvon Smith with a 3.
Charlie, we're about under a minute here in this basketball game. It's been a good outing for the Eagles.
I think Coach Sherman has learned a lot about his team.
Certainly got some footage to look at some things good, maybe look at some things bad.
Got to have those, don't you? No matter how good it goes, you got to have something to
The
work
most
on.
important thing is, I know homecoming technically starts tomorrow, but this is a good way to kind of kick off a great weekend here in Fayette. I'm sure the kids maybe have a little practice, a little workout, some time off as well.
And what you see right now, Coach Sherman does that semi-regularly when he's got a lead. He's not going to be happy with that because he likes to just run the clock out, and if they get a shot, so what? If they don't get a shot, so what? Because they're way ahead. Under 30, shot clock's off. You're going to watch Trent Lyles walk this across half court and dribble it, and the Eagles will dribble it out at 88-73.
Great way to start the season, Charlie, and hopefully one of many, many more for this Eagle team.
They're going to dribble. Lyles is just going to hang on to it, and that'll do it. 88-73 is the final score. Yeah, and says it's the start of homecoming weekend, so it's off to a good start. There go the Sherman family next generation across the court.
Gonna go get that hug. Love it. How awesome.
And they got cookies or something.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, they're just making brownie points right now, literally and figuratively. But
man, that's so fun.
So big win for the Eagles. They're off to 1-0 on the season. They find out some things about new players, as we see a lot of Isaiah Williams, Trey Senegal, Peter Toure, Trayvon Smith, Christian Barbieri got in the ball game, Charlie Bronikowski, and then the Lyles and Anthony and Stubblefield, the returning players, and Isaiah Mays. So, Puckett Fieldhouse 88-73 is the final score. That will do it from Fayette. We'll be back here Wednesday night. Ladies play at 5:30. We'll be on the air at 5:15 with the women's game, and then the men will follow right after that. So on next Wednesday, you can get a doubleheader and see the Eagles play twice, and you won't have to switch back and forth to Thursday night football like you might have done tonight. We quickly have stats. We can take a quick look at them before we go off. Stubblefield had 15, Smith had 15, and then 14 points for Isaiah Williams. Isaiah May with 12 and 12 for Trey Senegal. So 5 players in double figures, and then you had a couple other players. Peter Toure had 8, 5 for Marcus Anthony, and he got all those. He got a 3 and then a 2 right after that, so he got all of his points in a hurry. So good job all the way around. Rebounding 42-27 for the Eagles. That's a nice number.
And first game of the season, shooting over 50%, 51% from the 2-point line is impressive. Right at 36% from the 3, and almost 70, shot much better at the free throw line in the second half, right at 69%. So, you look at these stats, and a lot of good. Man, there's a lot of good stuff on this stat sheet. And one thing that I would say, being a former coach, you also understand 19 turnovers. It's something maybe we'll take a look at to be addressed, and some of them start the second half versus that pretty intense pressure, full court pressure by friends led to a couple of those turnovers. But, Charlie, what a start to the season and a great basketball game.
Absolutely. I don't think Coach Sherman could have asked for a better effort to start out with. Defensively, they got after it. They forced turnovers. They forced steals. They did transition off of that and got points. And they played tough defense. A couple of shot clock violations involved in there that the other team didn't even get a shot off. So all in all, I'm sure there are going to be things that he's not going to be happy with. But I think there's things that he's going to take away from this and say, you know what, for a first ball game with a bunch of new guys, that's not bad.
Agree, 100%.
All right. Well, for Jay Sean Northington, our producer, and you'll hear from him from time to time during the season. He'll help out with my play-by-play as he's doing production work as well. David Fox, I want to thank him for coming and helping out. It's always a pleasure to have him here as he works to get some games in before his high school schedule starts getting hectic, because you cover a lot of the Jeff City teams. You do
4 high schools, in the Jeff City area. You bet. Yeah.
So, you do Blair Oaks too?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah. So Capital City, Jeff City, Helias, and Blair Oaks, all in the Jeff City area that he covers along with his crew down there. So we appreciate any chance he gets to come to a ball game. He's a member of the Hall of Fame here. And then we'll have Danny Whithelm, and he with us in a couple of weeks. And again, Danny is the all-time leading scorer in Central Methodist basketball history. I've told this story before, and I'll tell it again as we go off the air. Went to a basketball game on the road with Central, and whoever they were playing, which was either Mid-America Nazarene or Baker, it was one of the Kansas schools, they stopped the game in the second half and gave one of their players the basketball for breaking their record for points scored. And the guy turned around and he said, "That's our guy. He just broke the school record. He's got 1,547. Really?" And he said, "What? You're 44 guy. He looks pretty good." I said, "Yeah, he's got 2,400 points for us." He said, "Well, why are we giving our guy the game ball? Why aren't we giving it to that guy?" So anyway, from Puckett Fieldhouse, for David Fox, Jay Sean Northington, this is Charlie Brown. Thanks for tuning in and joining us. We'll see you next week.